Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome back to Movies That Move We. I'm your host, Nikay. Nicole couldn't be with us today, but she will be back for the next show. Before we get started, we want to say thank you to our sponsors, Irby Worldwide Entertainment, for all of your DJ needs. You can find them on Facebook and I believe on Instagram also, but they have some merchandise that's going to be coming out soon. So go ahead and follow Irby Entertainment on Facebook. Share Dazzle Salon of Chesapeake, Virginia. They keep Nicole's hair straight. I'm not in that neighborhood, so I'm looking a little bedraggled at the moment. But if I were in Chesapeake, Virginia, I'd be over at Share Dazzle Salon getting this situation here straightened out. And Color You Cosmetics. You can find them online at Color You Cosmetics. Virginia, they're in Virginia, and they are also in Georgia. They will teach you how to do a full beat, which I need lessons. I may have to contact them myself. Um, yeah, but Color You Cosmetics, check them out. So today we are talking about Sorry to Bother You, which you will find on Netflix. Um, if you ever see that as a matter of fact, why am I telling you? Let me show you. Yellow background, Lakeith Stanfield with a bandage on his head, looking very dissatisfied. Yeah, this movie was interesting. I don't necessarily want to watch it twice, but in order to make sure I catch all the fine points, Nikkei will probably be watching it a second time. So you're probably sitting there going, all right, Nikkei, you done explained all that. What's the movie about? So Lakeith Stanfield plays a character called Cassius Green. I'm gonna let y'all play around with that name a little bit. And he is kind of a dreamy idealist. His head's a little bit in the clouds. He lives at his uncle's house in his uncle's garage with his girlfriend, Detroit, who is played by Tessa Thompson. And his uncle is played by Terry Crews, Uncle Sergio. So Uncle Sergio has allowed him to rent out his garage. He's given him a little jalopy of a car. When it rains, they got strings tied to the windshield, and somebody has to pull. Y'all know someone who's had a car like this, has to pull to get the wipers to work. But anyway, he's down on his luck. He's trying to come back from whatever hardship young 20 somethings go through. And so he finds a job. His uncle keeps coming to him, he's like, yo, where's my rent money? You like 6 months behind, and I need my money today. I got a mortgage to pay, man. They coming for the house. How are you gonna help me out? So he gets a telemarketing job, which if any of you out there watching has ever had a telemarketing job or a customer service type job, you kind of get where this is going. Um, just This movie was done in 2018, and what I find very interesting is the very things that are covered in this movie, the topics, the points that the writer Boots Riley is making in the movie, writer and director making in the movie, are the things that have played out through the pandemic. So it's really interesting to watch this, having been written just before all hell broke loose around the world, and seeing that in some kind of way, this stuff, an element of this played out. So it's basically about workers being exploited. Um, he goes to work for this company, and, every phone call he starts, he says, listen, I'm sorry to bother you, but, do you want these encyclopedias or not? And his timid nature comes across, and he's losing calls left and right. So his cubicle mate is none other than Danny Glover, who says, yo, man, you're not going to get anywhere like that. You need to use your white voice. And he breaks out into a tone and vernacular that sounds what most people would say is white. I know. I know the argument, well, what does white say? We're not here to talk about that. Watch the movie, you'll understand the difference, okay? And I'll elaborate on it in a different way in a moment. But anyway, Keith Stanfield, he's like, I already talk white. And he says, no, 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 no. Dig deeper. Find that inner white voice. Well, Lakeith Stanfield's character, Cassius, finds his white voice, and all of a sudden, he's at the top of the leaderboard in his department. And again, if you've worked in this type of environment where it's really competitive, where it's like, okay, if you do this many calls in an hour, you get so many points, and then we'll move you up to this team because that's the elite team, and you're back with the scragglers right now. So come on, give it a good college try. So, you know, he's given his white voice full time priority here and working things out, and he makes it to the top of the leaderboard. And so he gets to work in the penthouse. He gets to the penthouse and, he's making good money. He was able to get a new car, get rid of the jalopy his uncle gave him. He was ready to, he was able to pay his uncle his rent, and everything was going right. But the folks that he left behind in basic telemarketing, they were like, yo, we're being exploited and we don't like it. So we're going on strike. We're unionizing. We're going on strike. And so they go on strike to get better. And they're like, yo, Cash, you in the penthouse. You got a little more voice than us. Walk the picket line with us. Because if they see you walking the picket line, then that'll shut this whole thing down. And Cassius is like, wait a minute, my bills are paid. But my bills are paid. And maybe the way to do this is to elevate myself so that I can do better. And then that'll make the rest of y'all look good. So why don't y'all do what I'm doing? I'm going to stop right there. I won't give the rest of the movie away. It gets a little strange, is all I'm going to say. This movie is listed as comedy, fantasy, satire. The approach that Boots Riley takes to describing what we're seeing right now, where we started out with food service workers saying, listen, $7.50 an hour ain't gonna cut it. Bump us up to $15 an hour. Bump us up to $20 an hour because this ain't a living wage. And that's kind of what the movie speaks to, you know, what is reasonable. And while the person at the top of the food chain, the CEO, is giving themselves raises and making hand over fist financially, um, the guys on the bottom are making nothing. The folks at the lower rung in this movie were working strictly commission. The folks who were working on the top floor, they were making way more, and they were dealing with a specific kind of customer. Getting back around to use of the white voice, that kind of speaks to some of the things that speaks to things that people deal with on a regular basis. Um, Class and success are decided on how articulate you are. If you walk in, for example, if I were to sit here and speak like this the whole time, people would automatically assume that this ain't worth watching. Because I'm speaking in AAVE, got the accent, the hand going, the whole facial attitude. There's no way that this would be deemed as professional. You know what I'm saying? And so when you walk into workspaces, you have to use your white voice. That's socially acceptable. That will move you up the food chain. And that's kind of what Danny Glover's character was talking about. We talked about this with our last review as well, where you kind of, and hate you give, that you have to code switch to excel in certain environments. You can't just walk in and be your natural self and have that be accepted. So those kind of ideas were challenged in this film, as well as, you know, the exploitation of the average man by corporations. Um, about two-thirds of the way through, Boots illustrated this in a very dramatic way that pretty much left me with this look on my face for the remainder of the movie. Um, Overall, what do I give this movie? I, I'll give it a 3.5. Um, Not that he didn't make good points; he made great points. Um, but oh, it got, yeah, yeah. I felt like I needed an adult at a certain point, and so um, I would say check it out. I'm not calling this 5 stars, not because it's horrible, but you you kind of have to watch it twice to go, okay, I feel like I missed something on C19 here. Let me go back and catch that, because did I see what I thought I saw? Did I hear what I thought I heard? So, good message, interesting execution. Check it out on Netflix. Again, this was Boots' directorial debut. He did have a lot of big names, like I said: Danny Glover, Terry Crews, Tessa Thompson, Lakeith Stanfield. The cast was outstanding. I can't complain about the acting at all. I mean, it's, if you're watching it just for fun, it's fun. Um, but there's definitely a message, and it's very relevant to what we're seeing today with, companies like Starbucks and Amazon, where people are unionizing. So check it out when you have a chance. This was a movie that uh, Don wanted to do for a while, but we were like, wait a minute, this is out, wait a minute, that's out, let's talk about these things. But everything happens in its proper time, and because of the events that are unfolding in 2022, this movie from 2018 is worth taking a look at. So that's the show for today. We hope you will join us next week. I will post in our group what movie we have coming up. Make sure that you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Tell a friend. We'd love to have you join in a discussion with us about the movie. Join us on Facebook. When you go to Facebook, look us up at Movies That Move We on Facebook, and there are 3 questions you need to answer. So when you answer those questions, you'll gain entry into the group. We're not asking for your mother's maiden name, social security number, favorite color, what school you're going to, nothing like that, but questions that will let us know that you really want to engage, because that's what we're looking for. We want you to talk back to us and tell us what you think about these movies that we're sharing with you, if you've seen them. Or heck, if you just have questions about, wait, is this really worth it? Ask the questions. Ask the questions. We talk back. On YouTube, look for us under Media That Moves We, and then click on the Movies That Move We playlist. Everything we've done for the past year and a half is there. Feel free to back blog, check us out, comment on old things. We don't mind. We don't mind. Okay. Make sure you follow each of us individually on our platform. We like a good follow. Check out what else we do. I'm Nikkei. You can find me at nikkeywrites.wordpress.com. Um, that's a blog that I occasionally update. I have updated it in the last month, so go ahead and check that out. Check out Nicole DeCandis at NicoleDeCandis.com. Again, she'll be back with us next week. Um, and she is a writer, life coach. She has a number of videos. Type in Nicole DeCandis. You will find her everywhere: Facebook, on her page, on YouTube. She's doing some new videos that will be out soon, about meditation and positive reinforcement, that's that type of thing. And don't forget to follow our founder, Don Miskell, on donmiskell.com. He passed away in January, but he created this great platform to discuss movies that Black people love to watch or that Black folks may find interesting. So follow his page. Also, check him out. He is, I say is, I still can't talk about him in past tense. Don was a fantastic writer. So plug his name in over on Amazon. Check out his books. The Brandywine trilogy is awesome. Add that to your collection. Okay? And also, make sure you check out Robert Rice Jr. That is his music that you hear at the beginning of the broadcast. Check him out on smoothology.net. Download his music and hey, send him a message. Say, dude, share more with us. We want to hear more. So, again, that's our show for today. Join us next week. And until then, bye bye.